MK, and I am playing along with Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches Series 17, and today's sketch is by Jessica Michaels. Thank you, Jessica, for such a really fun sketch. I actually dove into my pre-made mixed media backgrounds for this sketch because I thought it was perfect for this little car ride that me and my puppy were taking. There's my Roscoe. He's so cute. Actually, he was very bored. But he loves going on car rides with me. I'm also using the Great Escape by Cocoa Vanilla. So I have the die cuts picked out. I believe these thickers are also by Cocoa Vanilla, but they are from the Sweetest Thing, I think it was what it was called. You guys, I apologize, I forgot, but I'm going to use some of those thickers. And then I have this chipboard set. They're not thickers, I apologize, they're chipboard words. And then also from the Great Escape, I have the chipboard and sticker elements. I also have this paper here that is from Close to My Heart. It's one of their very last collections that they came out with. And again, Cocoa Vanilla's Great Escape. I have this plaid, and the other side is this really cool stars. And I was looking to see if maybe I wanted to use the stars, but in the end, I really liked that blue from the plaid, so we're going to keep the plaid. So I picked out 3 different backgrounds. I think I'm going to go with this green because I really like the variations of green on this, and it matches a little bit more of the background needed in the sketch. I have this one here that has cheesecloth painted on it, and then another one where I used gold and I stamped inside of the texture paste. So in the end, I decided to pick this green splattered background, and I'm going to go ahead and trim it down and then put a backing piece on it. And I picked this P13 wood grain. It's almost like a hand-drawn wood grain, and it's on a gray background. It's got white with gray background, and I thought, oh, that is perfect. It's got the same undertones and everything, and it kind of softens the mixed media a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and actually gut out this paper because it is so pretty. I did not want to use all of it on the background of, as just a small little outline. So I'm cutting a 1-inch frame out of, I should say 10 by 10 square out of the center of my 12 by 12 cards or pattern paper. And then I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive on the inside of the frame that I just cut, and then the outside of my mixed media paper. But first I'm going to go ahead and very quickly, very lightly rough up the edges. I like doing this. I think that it gives a good excuse if you don't put the paper on perfectly. And for mixed media backgrounds, you really can't put it on perfectly because the paper is completely warped and distorted. So it is a little finicky to get on there. So adding that distressed background or that distressed edge allows forgiveness for not putting it on there absolutely perfect. All right, going off camera, and I'm going to go ahead and actually double matte my photo. So I went ahead and I trimmed my photo down, and then I'm going to just double matte it with this green. And then I guesstimated about 3 inches going all the way across for my little strips on Jessica's sketch. So I went ahead and cut out 3 strips of however wide this paper was, and I'm doing 3 3-inch strips. So I'll have a little 3 inches left over, but that's okay. Again, I am still working with some scraps that I had set aside for, may I scrap lift here? Or no. Baby got scraps in January. I've got a little bit more, but these sketches for this round, this series, actually calls for very little paper, and so I'm super stoked to be diving into my scraps of scraps, if that makes sense. So all the scraps that I accumulated from last month, I kind of reach into and will bring back this month as well, just because of how little paper is used in some of these sketches. Now, I can't say that is the same as always, or all of them. And as you can see, I'm not going to be playing along with every sketch. I just don't have the bandwidth at the moment to put a video out a day. I'm very happy with putting out a video. I'm trying every other day. But as you can see, I do skip about 2 days every now and then, or once a week. So at least you'll see one Up to 3 a week, if you guys are okay with that. I hope so, because that's what I can keep up with. All right, so I went ahead and I distressed the edges on these little strips of paper as well, and I'm not going to round the corners just because that's really not my thing. I feel like, for me, I like the squareness. I like the square on the photo. I like the squares, on the base paper. I just really like the squareness of all of my pieces, and the rectangles and squares and things like that, the corner edges, I guess. So no, I will not be doing the rounded of the corners, but it still looks the same. And this layout comes together super quick. It is one of those very fast, very quick pages that makes you feel like you've accomplished something, but it also makes you feel like you've created something at the same time, if that makes any sense. Okay, so I'm going to do Love You as my title piece, just because it is of my puppy, and I love my puppy very much. He's a knucklehead. I love him. He is so fun. Every time I walk to a door that goes to the outside, he is like a big giant puppy just patting his paws and going, "Where are we going now? Oh my goodness," and tail going crazy. And I mean, he is just ecstatic. I can't, and with this weather going on here, I have to go outside and warm up the car. I don't have an auto start on my car, and he is just ready to go right then and there. He does not understand that I will not sit in the freezing cold car with him while it warms up. So I go outside, I warm it up, and then he's kind of disappointed for a heartbeat, because it's like, oh, darn, I thought we were going somewhere, but all you did was go outside. And so when we do actually get to go after it's nice and warmed up, he is super excited and ecstatic, and he just lays there and enjoys the ride. And when I stop at a stop sign, he puts his head in between the door and where my headrest is, and it's just the cutest little thing ever. I haven't been able to capture that on camera or in a picture, but it is just the cutest thing. All right, so I'm going to take my star scraps, because I did like the stars. And go ahead, I think this was an offcut from something else, but I'm going to go ahead and try to bring in some of these stars and all this color that I'm going to be using from the die cut pack, the sticker pack, and then the chipboard pack. So the chipboard is supposed to be sticky backed, but it does not stick very well, especially when I distress the edges and create that little lip for them to rest on. So I go ahead and I just add a little bit of adhesive on the back of it, just to help it stick a little bit more. And then I'm going to go ahead and just glue my photo down and start decorating the page. So for this one, I was going to go ahead and rip it, make it look like it is a piece of washi tape, the star paper. So I went ahead and did that, and then I'm going to rough up just the outside edges of the paper. So again, it goes with everything else. And now I'm going to build my paper. So for my scalloped edge, like in Jessica's sketch, I'm not going to use a scalloped edge. I'm just going to use this edge of a frame that is it's not really a scallop, it's more like a chevron. I cut one side of it off and went ahead and tucked it under there as if it was my scalloped edge. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut out any of the white borders that some of these die cuts have, only because they didn't match the ones that don't have it, which is weird. You know, you have some that have white edge and some that don't. So for me, that just seems a little odd. And I am going to use a little bit of foam on some of the elements to give this a little bit of dimension. Not a whole lot, just a little bit, so everything doesn't seem so flat. I'm using the dead space in the photo, which is the roof of my car, to go ahead and fill in that gap and add just a little bit of an embellishment right here. So I didn't need to add this part at all, if I'm being honest, because it is not part of the sketch, but I felt like it just needed a little bit. And then I found these little stars, and instead of cutting out the white edge, I decided to go ahead and distress the white edge. Add a little bit more of a distress, and then add a dab of glue and stick it right on the layout. And I think that is going to be the layout for me today. This was such a fun sketch to work with, to play with. I love fast and easy layouts like this because then it gets my creative juices flowing. It doesn't feel like a chore. I feel accomplished. I feel like, oh, I have enough time to make another layout, and I don't have to think very hard. I loved this sketch as soon as I saw it. So it was a very good beginning, at the beginning of the month type of sketch. So thank you, Jessica, for a great sketch to play with and start us off at the beginning of the month with. I do look forward to the rest of the sketches. Please don't forget to check out the playlist that is down below. Christy has a lot of people playing along here on YouTube, but also too, I have the Facebook group link. So if you want to go and check out who is not on YouTube and following along with the sketches and playing along, go check out the album. And inside the comments of all of these sketches, you will see everyone else posting all of their fabulous layouts, and they are fabulous, you guys. All right, again, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really truly appreciate it, and I will check y'all later. Bye.